The Edmonton Oilers have 6 picks at the 2024 NHL Draft here in Las Vegas. And well, to get you all primed up and ready to go, we bring in none other than the Director of Amateur Scouting of your Edmonton Oilers, Rick Pracey. And Rick, of course, no first-round pick. Your first pick is in round 2 at pick number 64. How does that kind of alter how you approach this weekend?
It's a challenge trying to predict. So essentially we'll build our list, but we'll start from 1, and then we'll try and have a target range. So for us, on our own list, we're trying to get within that 20 to 45 range on our personal list. We'll need some help to get there, probably a magic number of around 20. And then we'll really pound out those names, sort of 30 to 45, and hopefully get one of them.
While us and, hockey fans in oil country is always watching the games on the ice, you guys are always relentlessly working off the ice leading up to this week. Can you maybe take us through what this season looked like for you and your group, and maybe what this week looked like for you and your group?
The season was pretty much standard quo. There were some ups and downs with sort of the performance of the team early, so that provided a little bit of challenges of where you think you're picking. But we were always confident that we would, get back to where we expected to be. And then we got on a run. And then when we made the deal at the deadline to give our team a push, that certainly affects the way we cover prospects. But we also anticipated that. So we were a little bit ahead of it. That helped. And then sort of put the push into playoffs, keying in on guys, seeing them in critical times, making sure our coverage count is up. Guys that get hurt, guys that get traded, players that have experienced a developmental event, coaching change, injury in their lineup where they get opportunity. So following those ebbs and flows of the performance of the prospects, and then it goes to the off-ice component. Background checks, interviews, phone calls,
Lots of phone
coaches, teachers, billets, trainers, minor hockey coaches, you name it. Some investigative journalism, and then we have our combine where we meet a handful of the players. We also do a ton of web interviews, which are actually, that started sort of COVID for myself, and I ended up really enjoying it. So you get to spend lots of time with kids that way, and then into the week. So lots of prep, lots of organizing, and we feel good. We're ready to go.
What did the last couple of days and what does today and tomorrow look like for you and your group?
Made our trip to Florida, which was exciting. So that brought us in here late Tuesday night. Then we did a ton of prep work, web calls, web meetings, league by league. So we were organized, ready to go. We just had to put the overall together. So we spent the last 48 hours doing that. Final revisions this morning, and Justin Mahi will have the list here in about an hour, and he'll do his magic, making it look nice and pretty, and it'll be organized, and we'll have a plan.
Well, you hired into your role in August of 2023. Can you maybe take us through your first season with the Edmonton Oilers and the role that you had?
It was a pretty smooth adjustment. Coming in, having a relationship with Jeff Jackson, and then, knowing Ken over the years, but having a chance to work with him was great. From there, meeting the staff. I'd known the staff this is my 24th draft, believe it or not. So knew the guys, throughout but getting to work with some of them and forging those relationships were real important, especially early. Mid-season meetings was real important to get a feel for the chemistry, the dynamics, the personalities, some of the give and take in the meetings, which was fun to experience. And then now it was great. Really enjoy working with the staff, and we're gonna just get organized here and try and execute.
And Rick, how do you assess the prospect pool right now with the Edmonton Oilers franchise as a collective?
Well, I think there's maybe some strain on it, but that's the price of winning. When you have, less draft capital over the years, it's sort of, it takes its toll. But that's not a judgmental statement or anything. I mean, we just were 20 minutes, right. So whatever it takes, and then it's our job to find prospects, regardless if we're void of a first-round pick or not. It's our job to find prospects, and the pool. I mean, we saw, obviously the kids, Holloway and Broberg coming up, and giving a great push there. Speaks to our development in Bakersfield, and Keith and Colin and the coaches. So that's exciting. They're young players that are going to impact our roster. You know, so for me, it's nice in some ways that we also don't carry any. You know, from my standpoint, we're not overvaluating. We're deep at this position, or we have team needs at this position. We kind of have a bit of a blank canvas right now to swing away.
Let's go back to last year. Of course, you weren't with the organization when they drafted Bo Akey, but what's the update on him? I know he had a pretty big injury with Barrie last year.
I think it's positive. You know, those are part of the things that happen in the game. But he's young. He missed half a season, but he's going to be ready to go at some point here early in the year. You know, I think we saw in Penticton that I think the staff here last year made a terrific pick. He's an exciting prospect in the organization, lots to like, and you know, despite the setback, we don't think he's too far behind.
What have you learned most in your 24 years covering the draft?
Don't try and get too cute, I would say, is a big one. The more you try and make something fit, the more mistakes you make. Don't overthink it. Listen. Go with your gut.
Rick, take it all in. Have fun in Vegas this weekend.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.